So welcome back guys, you are watching Rising Code Zira, and in this video we are going to see linear search algorithm, which is a searching algorithm, the basic searching algorithm. So in this video we are going to see what is a linear search, we are going to know what is the time complexity for linear search and how we can write a Java code for linear search. Also you will get the notes and source code inside the description guys. And before moving ahead, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed to the channel. Here I have just uploaded some videos for Java, so please get connected with the playlist and you just have to mark it. You will have an option here, you can just mark it and then you can watch it line by line. Okay, right now you can just take an example of Gmail app. When we talk about Gmail app, you just have some mails. Okay, you just receive some mails. So how you are going to see? You are going to see one by one. You will just read the first mail, then second mail, then third mail. You will just move in linear. Okay, that means from top to bottom you will move in linear way. Okay, that means in one by one you are just going to check all the mails. Similar with WhatsApp as well. When anyone is going to send you a message, you are going to give response to that particular message. And in this way, you are going to go linear one by one. You can take an example of book as well. You just move inside this. You just read the book in this way. Okay, from left to right. Okay, from left to right, you read the book. Okay, any content on the book, you read it from left to right. So these are some examples of linear search. So what is a linear search? How it works? We are just going to see right now. So here we are just having an array named as ARR, and inside this there are how many numbers? 5 numbers. Okay, we are having 5 numbers inside this array. It is of integer type and there are some numbers which are of integer only. Okay, right now you can just see we are just indexing them. Okay, the index you can just see at this point. Now what is happening when you talk about the linear search, LS, okay, linear search, what happens? So you will get a target. That means which element you have to find inside the array. For example, you can just see at this point that we have to find the target and that is 50. That means we are going to search the 50 number. Okay, we are just going to search the 50 number. So what happens? Okay, you know the target. If you see target is equal to your 50. I'm just going to write here target is 50. Okay, so what will happen? We will just compare we will move at this point. We will see is 50 equal to 10. No. Then we will shifting ahead. We will compare with this number. It is not there. Then we will compare with this number. Then we will compare with this number. You got the 50 and you will return the index number. Okay, right now index is 3. So you will get the answer as 3, which is the index number, because we want to see that where the number is placed, at which position. Okay, so it will return the index. And what if the number is not present? Suppose I have just considered that target is 500 over here. Okay, target is 500. So it is not there. So it will complete all this array. It will move in this way. And at the end, when it will stop at this point, then at this point we are just going to return that the value is not present inside the array. Okay, you are just going to display that message. So how we will be doing? We will just see it inside the code. So you can just see we are just having an for loop for this. We are just going to iterate up to array.length. That means up to this point. And we are going to start it from 0 index and we will just iterating. If you got the target, if you got the array of I is equal to target. If you got, then we are just going to return the index, or else we are going to return at this point, and that is going to be -1. So how we are just going to do this and how we are just going to display the message, we will just see inside the code. Now before moving ahead guys, let's see the definition for the linear search. Linear search, also known as sequential search, because we are just going in sequential manner, is a straightforward searching algorithm that checks each element in a list one by one until the desired element is found or the list ends. So we are just going to move up to the end. Okay, it is a simple and works well for a small and unsorted list. Okay, basically when we are just going to give it 1,000 numbers, at that point what will happen when we will just give the 1,000 numbers, the searching will take place up to the 1,000 numbers if the element is present at the end of the array. That means it is present at the 1,000 position. Suppose I am searching for 50 and 50 is present at the 1,000 position. So it will moving from all this array one by one. Okay, so it will take a lot of time. So advantages are simple. It is simple to implement. Then elements in the list can be in any order. Okay, it can be sorted or it can be unsorted elements. So any order, we are just going to search for it. Okay, this method is inefficient when large number of elements are present in list. Okay, because time taken for searching is more. It takes a lot of time guys, because if it is present at the last, or what if it is not present in that array, so it will move from this all the numbers. Okay, suppose I am searching for 50 which is not present inside the array. and the array is holding 1000 numbers. So at that point what will happen, it will search for all the numbers, it will search for all the numbers up to 1000 number, and then it will display the message. Now okay, step by step explanation is given that how you will do this. Okay, start from the first element. So target is equal to 30. Suppose we have to search for 30 number, compare the target element with the first element. We will check for first element whether it matches. So it does not match, then we will move from here to here. You will be incrementing in this way, and when you will got this, you will get the, we are just going to return the index number. Okay, let's move down, move to the next element. If you are not going to find it, move to the next. Okay, if the first element does not match, move to the next element and repeat the comparison. Okay, so you are just going to repeat the comparison. You will see that is 30 equal to 20. No, now we have to repeat until found or end of array. Okay, continue this process until the target element is found or you reach the end of the array. Suppose here target is 30, you found it, so you will return the index number. Now you can just see here target is equal to 50, which is not available, so you will return the message that it is not found, the number is not found. Okay, inside that array, return the result. If the element is found, return its index. If not, return -1 or similar indicator that the element is not in the array. That means you just have to display the message that the element is not present inside the array. So we will be using return -1, and how we will be handle using if else handle this. So you can just see target is equal to 30, so we will return here I. Okay, because the I value is 2 and you will get the index number, and if it is not, then we will just return -1. The first step is to create the array. Okay, so I'm just going to create an array with ARR is going to be the name, and inside this I'm just going to write 10, 20, 30. Right now you have just created the array. The one thing we are just going to create here, which will be the method, so I will just say public, or you can just write here directly main. It will create the main method, and here we will just replace it with linear search method, which we are just going to create right now. Linear search. Okay, and we'll talk about parameters as well, which parameters it will take, and it will return the integer value, not a void. We are not going to create a function, it will return an integer value. Okay, now what will happen, we will take an integer of array ARR, and the next thing we are going to take, that is going to be the integer, and it will be a target value. Okay, target, you can create a target, you can create a key as per your requirement. Okay, right now we will be calling this linear search. Okay, we will be calling this linear search, and inside this first is integer. You can just see integer of array is given, so what we are going to give it, an array, and the next thing is target. So I will just write here target. Right now target is not created, we will just create here target, which is going to be integer type target. Suppose we just have to search a number that is 30. Okay, and right now we are just going to keep it inside, so we are going to keep it inside the variable result. Okay, so right now result is not used, so it will say a result is never used. Okay, no problem, no problem. We will just say for, and you will get this create iterate loop. So it will start from 0. It should be ARR dot length, so it should moving up to all the length. Okay, that means it will be moving from this point, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will cover all the elements present inside the array. Going to do, and it will be the if statement, that we will say if array of I is equal to target. At this point only we are just going to return the value that is going to be what, it is going to be your I, because we want the index. It will return the index. Okay, and if this condition is getting false, that means you are not getting the target value. So at this point we are just going to return. So at this point guys, we are going to return -1. Okay, we are going to return the -1. We will just use here if statement, that if result is not equal to -1, that means if it is returning the I value. So at this point we are just going to say south plus, you can just say here result, because everything is storing inside this result. Okay, else what will happen, else we will say that south, the element is not found or not found. Okay, we need a space as well, so I will just write here space. Right now it's time to run the code. So you can just see here the message is element found at index. Okay, so what I just want to do, okay, we just have to take a space as well right now when we will just run. So you can just see element was found at index 2. So you can just see right now when I will just move it up, this will be your 0, then 1, then 2. So at which index it is present. What if I will just make it 1 0, that is going to be 300. Right now I will just run the code, element 300 not found, a good message. So it's very simple guys, I think you got the point what is happening. If it is equal to target value, then it will return the I, which is going to be the index, and if it is not there, you are not getting the number, we are just going to return -1. Now to display a proper formatted text to the user, what we are going to do, we are just going to use here if else. So we are going to say that result is not equal to -1. That means if -1 is not there, that means we returning the I value. So what we will say, element plus target found at index result. Okay, so target is having this value, it will be printed here, then found at index, and result will have the index number. Okay, index number. And else what will happen, element plus target, which is 300, not found. Okay, now we will be talking guys about the time complexity. So what is time complexity? For best case, it is going to be O of 1. For average case, it is going to be O n by 2, and for worst case, it is going to be O of n. So why it is happening, let's see. Now when we'll talk about the base case, so suppose that the element you are searching and that is 4. Okay, so target is 4 and it is present at the first index only. Okay, so this will be your best case. So for this you can say O of 1. Okay, you can say O of 1. You can just see in this case the target element 4 is at the beginning of the array, so we find it immediately. We don't have to move ahead. You are just reducing this time to check all these elements at this point. Now what is average case? Average case says that the element is at the middle point of that particular array, that means at the center. So for this you can just say O is going to be your n by 2. That means half. Okay, half of the array has been traveled. You just travel from here to here. That means the half array you have just searched for it. In this case the target element is 4, middle of the array. We need to iterate to half of the array. 2 elements you have just searched for here. Okay, we have just compared with these 2 elements, and then after that we just got it. Now you are also saving here some time because you are just saving this much. Now worst case, what is happening in the worst case? The element which you are finding, it is present at the end of that particular array. So for here you can just see target is 4 and you got at the end. So you have traveled all the array elements one by one and you got at the end, and it becomes O of n here. Okay, the time complexity for this worst case is going to be O of n. Now what if the elements I am just having inside array is 1000 or more than it? So what will happen, it will take a lot of time. You can just see here n is the size of the array. Then also if element is not present in array, time complexity for worst case is O of n. So thank you guys for watching this video. This is all about today's video, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed to the channel and access this playlist. You will get the notes and source code inside the description.